protection, need your protection. I'm a ninja.
Hello, Derby fans, and welcome back to MI Derby Network. This is your host, Ash Hole, announcer for the Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. For this show, I meet up with one of the skaters from the Darlings. She was a lifeguard, is a mother, a member of Team Jacob, allegedly the illegitimate daughter of a celebrity, a former unicorn, and unknown to most, a ninja. My guest this episode is a true ambassador for Derby. So with no more further delay, here is my time with Terror Hawk. Now, what position do you prefer playing in roller derby?
Playing any position, really. They all have their perks.
Okay.
I like the one-on-one confrontation as a jammer, and
So far, so good.
I like blocking too. Everybody likes blocking because you just get to be a brute.
And you're a brute then?
Kinda, yeah. Not
This
so much anymore, but
is a brute?
I am a brute.
Okay, if you say so. Now, what's the most exciting moment you've had in Derby so far? Well, while she's thinking about that, we'll take a commercial break.
Well, I mean, I can think of the most recent one was the Derby City victory, and a lot of that I think if you were watching that game, it looked like it fell all on my shoulders, but it was really amazing tack work that made me look so good. So that was really exciting to have a very narrow win, but. When I went to regionals with Grand Raggedy forever ago, there was a lot of exciting moments, like when we were really close with Boston at halftime, and just any moment that you feel like really together with your team is super exciting to me. More exciting than jamming and being behind the best blocker and beating him one-on-one. That's just a personal thing. It's most exciting when your entire team is super pumped and happy about what's happening.
Now, when you're talking about the moment against Derby City when it looked like it was all on your hands, what was the crowd like?
The crowd was crazy.
What were they chanting?
They were chanting Terror Hawk, and that was your fault, but it was... I mean, it really was just because I was the one out there, and I think that if Alley Kate was out there, or if Hawk had been playing and Hawk would have been out there, or if we had anybody out there, they would have been chanting it, because we have really good crowd support at Wings, so.
I'm going to have to do a quick interruption and apologize to everyone watching. We are currently at a karaoke bar, and so people are coming in and out. This was the only way whatsoever I could get Terror Hawk to take some time with me, was to meet at the bar. So you'll forgive me on that one. Anyways, it's kind of the intention on that. So now it was extremely exciting watching you, but you bring up another skater, Lady Hawk, for Kalamazoo, that also could have done as well. Are you guys of any relation?
We're sisters.
Sisters. And who's your father?
David Hasselhoff.
David? All right.
That's why we're kind of, we call each other the Hasselhawks. Because we're sisters from an illegitimate father, which is David Hasselhoff, we've come to realize.
Now, can you lifeguard?
Can I lifeguard?
Yeah.
I was a lifeguard for 2 years.
All right. Did you ever do the slow motion running?
No, I did that at practice tonight, though.
You did. It was lovely. All right. So one of the standard questions I ask every week for this is, what is the biggest injury you've received playing roller derby?
I think if I can get a little open-ended on it, I think ego injuries are the biggest. When you think that you should be doing well, and then for some reason you're not. I think that's the thing that hurts the most, is when you let your team down, and you really think you're going to be that staple in the game, and you're not. As far as physical injuries, it's obviously my shoulder, but that just stopped me. That put me out of commission for about 3 months, 4 months actually. As far as pain goes, it's tendonitis in my knee. My shoulder hurt, but it wasn't from the actual injury. It was because of the surgeries. So a lot of derby players deal with inflammation and pain from it, which is really hard when you haven't played sports and you're not used to sports injuries. So I think that's kind of the worst.
Now, what's the worst injury you've given?
I gave El Eliminator a concussion once in a Grand Raggedy practice. It was when she was, I don't think it was that long after she came to Detroit. And it was unintentional, but it's fine because a couple of years later we went to Detroit with Kalamazoo and played for the Unicorns, Team Unicorn, Madison's team, and she kind of started out my whole shoulder thing because I fell on it pretty bad in that game. So we switched jerseys.
Nothing really
We're all
says
good.
intimidation like the Unicorns.
Yeah, they're intimidating.
Yeah.
Gotta watch your ass.
Careful with the language. This is a
Sorry.
family show.
Oh yeah.
So just because my name is Ash Hull does not mean you can break out that language.
Watch your ass.
There you go. Now, all right, what is your life outside of Derby?
My life outside of Derby is a lot of, I don't know, it's just a lot of random stuff. I like to do a lot of things. I always tell people I do Derby and I'm good at my job, but that's not the only things I'm good at. I'm proficient at a lot of things. So I do commercials for Kalamazoo. I do highlight reels for our girls so they can kind of get pumped up about playing and see how well they did and see that everything they do is highlight reel worthy. I do posters. I'm really super active. I like to be doing things at all times. I only have about 2 shows on TV that I watch religiously, and while I'm watching them, I'm usually hula-hooping or on the stationary bike. I like to hang out with my daughter because she's just down for whatever crazy idea I have that day. She's totally cool with doing it.
She is one of the coolest little kids I've ever seen.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, must take after her father. So, and how old is your daughter?
She's 5.
5 years old. So, and cute as a button already, gonna be a heartbreaker. Is she gonna play roller derby?
She was really good at skating when she was about 2, 3 years old, and then she stopped because she fell, and then she just didn't want to skate anymore. And so now she still skates like she's 2 or 3. She likes to hit the blocking pads at practice, and she's really good at laying track.
Yes, she is.
So every home game, we always show up, and she helps lay the track.
She's better than a team mascot too.
She kind of is. I always say that she does the work of at least 2 people with the track just because it's kind of her thing. She just enjoys doing it so much.
Well, and because some of the team players are just lazy. Anyways. So, all right, well, what else do you want to see in Derby for either Kalamazoo, for Michigan, whatever? What do you want to see happen soon for your Derbyness?
I think that a lot of teams are employing strategies a lot more in Michigan, where, I mean, Detroit has kind of always done it, but I think a lot of our teams rely on individual skill, and, you know, it's kind of a team where you have a handful of great players, and it's kind of hard to beat a team that's equal with you if you just have the...
If you were playing as individuals and they're playing as team.
Yeah. It's very easy to get beat by a team that's not as good as your individual, you know, your stars on your team if they can play as a team. And I see a lot more teamwork in all of the Michigan teams. I mean, up and down.
Yeah.
So.
Now, you cannot say Kalamazoo, be anyone on there, because I want to save your own hide. Who's your favorite player in the state of Michigan? Not yourself or anyone on Kalamazoo.
Polly Fester.
Polly Fester. She plays for
Detroit.
Detroit. Okay.
Because
Why?
She's got a lot of the same skating style as I do, and I always say, man, I wish I was a Polly Fester because she's just like a better me.
Yeah, but that doesn't take... Anyways, so anything else you want to say to any of your fans? Anything out there?
Not really.
Wow.
I don't have a lot to say.
Hey, thanks for coming. We love you.
Okay.
Can't wait to see you at our next home bout.
Fans, thank you for cheering for me. at the last game. I apologize for I'm not going to be at the Naptown bout. My cousin, that's who I want to give a shout out to. It's my cousins Rusty and Santana. They're newly married. They're not both my cousins. Just Rusty is my cousin.
Now they are now.
Now Santana's my cousin. But
illegitimate kids of David Hasselhoff and Rednecks, cousins getting married. Okay, go ahead.
No, but they're having their wedding celebration on the night of the Naptown game, and it's been a while since I've missed a game on my own accord when I'm not injured, and they're totally worth it. So I want to give them a shout out and tell them congrats, and I can't wait to celebrate with them.
So in recap, Terrorhawk loves.
Thank you again to Terrahawk for taking a few moments away from your drink, whatever else you might have been doing. We will be taking a little time off before our next show as I prepare for Disorder at the Border in Port Huron, the last weekend of June. I will spend some more time with many of Michigan's Derby's finest players at the tournament. So until then, this is Ashole with MI Derby Network.